Hey guys, it's Gameface here, and welcome back to episode 62 of my Manchester City career. Now in today's episode, we're going to be hopefully finishing off the summer transfer window. I don't really know how many more signings we'll make, if any, to be totally honest. It's going to be mainly outgoings, I think, in today's episode, unless, of course, we get a surprise offer in which case we might have to replace someone. Got a game to play against Hull City. I say I'll play it, we'll actually be simming the game at home in this game in the league against Hull City. Then we'll go to a game against Stevenage in the Cup. Quite looking forward to that. More to change on the team in 4 days' time. Play a slightly changed side, and hopefully get through the first round of the EFL Cup. Then we got to finish today's episode on a game against Sunderland in the Premier League, an away match for us to play on transfer deadline day. Don't think we'll get any further on, but if we do, then there's the game against Chelsea after the international break. That'll be a home match if we do get onto it in today's episode. Before we get into things though, if we could try and 100 likes, I'd really appreciate it. Also, if you're new to the channel, maybe you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead, hit that subscribe as well down below, and that'd be absolutely fantastic. Let's crack on with today's episode, and this is the side I'm going to go with for the game against Hull City. It's a very strong team. It's a great side that we got out, because obviously we've got a game midweek against Stevenage, which will change the team for, so we'll put out a stronger side here. Ederson starts in goal, Kyle Walker, Stones, Company, Mendy in defence. In front of that, Kevin De Bruyne and Saul, and then we've got Sterling, Silva, Neymar, and then Gabriel Jesus starting up front this time round. On the bench, we've got Rose, Van Gaal, Cancelo, Gundogan, Sané, Asensio, and Belotti all on there, so got a really strong bench, of course. Hopefully going to give those guys some more game time. Not just in this game, but also in the game against Stevenage as well. No doubt some of those guys will probably feature in the game. We're going to submit, and we'll see how we get on against Hull City. Looking for our first league win of the season. We drew the first game, I think 0-0 last episode. Got to try and improve from that, and hopefully we can do. You would have thought we should win this game with such a strong side. Maguire gets injured 1 minute in, and we are waiting for our first goal. Hopefully going to get it in the first half if we can as well, to try and settle us down a little bit. 30 minutes in, Gabriel Jesus gets the goal. It puts us 1-0 up, and approaching half-time, just got ourselves a second goal, so gets it into the second half. We'll sim and win the game 3-0. Gabriel Jesus gets the third for us. Good 3 points, solid 3-0 win, kept the clean sheet too. Should also mention Manchester City and Bournemouth's game the other day. What a match that was, by the way. One of the best games that I've seen in a long time. Really good end to the match, of course. Raheem Sterling getting that goal and running into the crowd, then getting sent off. Crazy game. I think we got into the 100th minute with it as well, so absolutely incredible match. Let me know your thoughts on that game in the comments section below. I'll be interested to read and reply as usual, but of course the most important thing for City there was to get themselves the 3 points. It was looking very unlikely towards the end, but somehow they managed to do it. But anyway, on to some player drills. We're going to get the exact same 5 drills again this week. We'll see how we get on. Hopefully have a bit more progress as it's suggested. Yes, Gomez goes up to 68 overall. Kone goes flying up on a few of his stats, as does Carter on one of his, so great news for us this week. Fantastic stuff. Okay, Ederson coming back to us here. We sent him a contract offer last episode, which was slightly higher than the wage that he was wanting, but I wanted to try and extend his contract. Then I sent one in between episodes, which is a 1-year extension and doubling the amount of money that he wanted, so 50 grand a week. About leaving the club. Boss, even though I've told you I see my future elsewhere, I want to know that I won't let my performances suffer for this club. Then we've got this email. Major contract problem, Ederson. We've received word from the agent of Ederson that his client will not be looking to extend his contract. He says that this time his client has not decided if he wishes to remain at the club or seek pastures new. Okay, so that basically means that he hasn't decided yet. He's still got 2 years and 11 months left on his contract, so you know, I think he's got a long time anyway. So it depends. He hopefully doesn't want to leave towards the back end of this transfer window. That would really put us in a difficult position, but it would be a shame to see him leave, to be honest, at all. Okay, so on to the game against Stevenage in the EFL Cup. This is the side I'm going to go with. We've changed on the formation. We're going with the 3 at the back. A 3-4-1-2, if you want to call it that. And yeah, we've also made some changes with it being a cup game and against Stevenage. 3 at the back is because they're going to play with 1 striker, so we're really going to try and push them high up the pitch and try and dominate the midfield a little bit. I'm expecting them to play 5-man midfield, so we'll go with this formation and this team. Carter starts in goal, Company, Mangala and Ferreira at the back. Gundogan and Kone partnering in midfield. Cancelo as our right wing back or right mid. Sané on the other side. And I've got Asensio, Belotti and Pereira. So a strong team, but still some good players in there, definitely. Some 88 overall players amongst others. But there is obviously a few changes from our usual starting lineup. So with same with the benches as well, to be totally honest. There has been some changes. Gabriel Jesus, the main player on there that we've seen in previous better squads. Let's say we get on. I'm hoping we can get into the next round. I don't want to take too many risks, hence why the team's not massively changed, but there's certainly some players in there that you wouldn't usually see starting. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully going to, like I say, press them high up the pitch and try and get ourselves a decent win over them. Okay, then here we go for this game away at Stevenage. Obviously going to be an interesting sort of game for us. Not the sort of match that we're particularly used to, but yeah, I'm interested to see how this formation works as well. This sort of side that I put out should be interesting to see how these guys get on playing together. Kone midfield will be another interesting one as well to keep an eye on, see how he gets on. Also, Yaya Torre's regen by the looks of it, so yeah, excited to see how he plays. Asensio into Pereira. Pereira going to try and turn his man and shoot. Pereira, scores 1-0. The youngster does it 4 minutes in. What a start. That's on his weaker foot as well. Pereira gets the goal. That's a brilliant bit of play there from us. I say brilliant bit of play. It's mainly the turn, to be honest, that does the goal for us there 4 minutes into this game. But it falls kindly for Asensio, who then sets up Pereira in this move. And you can just see the way they pass it to us. We get an interception there with Asensio. Great little turn and a really good finish as well on his right foot. It's 1-0. What a start to this game. That certainly settles the nerves a little bit. Asensio into Pereira, looking to try and turn his man again. Pereira's still going. Going to shoot for a tight angle. Deflects out for a corner. I thought I'd gone in the back of the net. Pereira's looking good so far. It's going to be Asensio to deliver from this corner into the front post. Headed straight back to him, in fact. Trying to play it back into the middle here. Belotti back to Pereira. Going to look to Cancelo to hit this one. He's certainly got some power behind his shots. Gets blocked though. He'll try again. This time a better sort of strike actually. Which just found a way over the bar. But not a bad turn and bit of play there from the right back. Pereira looking to Leroy Sané. It's a great pass. Sané's going to go and shoot himself, and it's 2-0. This time an assist for Pereira. Leroy Sané gets himself a goal, and we are completely smashing Stevenage here. They have not expected this at all from us. The way they've started this game has been absolutely incredible, tearing them apart. I know they're the better side, but sometimes you get to these sort of games and you kind of see Stevenage defend really well, you see the opposition defend really well and prevent any chances. It's been the complete opposite sort of game. We've managed to open them up brilliantly, tearing them apart here. Leroy Sané gets him behind yet again and smashes it past the keeper. 2-0. Fantastic way to begin this game. Good chance. Good response from Stevenage from kick-off. Belotti into Asensio. Can we make it 3? Asensio! He does. It's not the greatest finish, but it's on his better side. And he scores 30 minutes into this game. It's 3-0. This game should be well and truly over already. We should be into the next round. And it's a really good bit of play yet again. And it's actually come from their free kick, this one. It's really strange. I think they just 2-foot up the pitch. They didn't win the header. Pretty sure Mangala was the one that ended up winning it. And we just started an attack and they couldn't cope again with our front 3 or 4 players that we have. They're looking really, really good. So they're struggling to cope. We had the finish there as well. And we're taking our chances. That's the main thing. 3-0. Belotti inside. Pereira. On to Leroy Sané, still making a run. Leroy Sané! It's 4. What a bit of dribbling that was from Leroy Sané. The way he just weaves in and out, cuts inside, and Pereira gets himself another assist. Leroy Sané and Pereira combining yet again. 4-0 just before the break, 39 minutes in. I think you know what's going to happen at half-time. We're winning the game 4-0. I think a lot of changes will be made. Maybe all our changes, I'm not really too sure, but this is brilliant play on the edge of their box. Pereira just picking out Leroy Sané, who just can't be touched there. Goalkeeper doesn't save it, and Stevenage are terrible. Let's be honest. We're tearing them apart here. I know it should be expected. I know obviously a very low league side. It might even be League 2. I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. But sometimes, like I said before, you get to these games and you just don't end up getting the sort of result that you expect. And I think in previous seasons, when we've changed the team around much more, we haven't ended up getting a particularly comfortable victory. It's been maybe by a goal or 2. You want to try and beat these sort of sides pretty comfortably like this. And we are obviously managing to do that in this game. So it's great. But of course, we will be taking off some of the bigger names at half-time. That's it for the first half. Still won the game 4-0. Let's make some changes. Obviously, a lot of big names coming off here. Maybe some that you wouldn't expect to be coming off, others that you probably expect to be going off that aren't. I'll show you what I'm going to do. Okay, first 2 changes, Moreno and Diaz to come on. We'll take off Asensio and Leroy Sané. I think what I'm going to do is probably have to take Pereira off at some point. He's looking quite tired. His stamina's not great at the moment, so he'll come off at some point, but we'll leave him on for now, and we'll make the final change, which will probably be to bring on someone like Harrison into midfield and take off Pereira. So we'll go with that. Gundogan remains on the pitch. He might be another option to potentially come off, but I think it's more likely Pereira if he gets too tired. Belotti will stay on the pitch. I want to try and get him a goal. I think we need to increase his confidence a little bit. He's not really done too much so far in this game again, which is obviously a bit disappointing, but he's still got more time. He's not really that far into his career yet at City, and he's got plenty of time to perform still. Chance. Stevenage have pulled one back. 65 minutes in. They had a good spell of possession there, actually, the last couple of minutes. and we couldn't cope with them at the back. I think they've maybe changed the formation. Difficult to tell, but I'm suspecting they could have, because they've certainly caused our three at the back a little bit of an issue there, to be honest. But 4-1 now, 25 minutes left of this game. We'll look to probably make the final change pretty soon. You can just see the way that they've thrown an extra man from midfield there running. When we don't make that first challenge with Mangala, it opens us up massively. Company can't cover in time, and it's 4-1, good finish. So yeah, I think we'll make the final change now. Pereira will come off. We'll take off Harrison and put him at centre attacking mid. Diaz will go play up front, and we'll see how that goes. We could actually put Diaz on the left-hand side, but and stick Moreno up front, but I just think Moreno will be better maybe on the left-hand side. In fact, no, weak foot's not too bad. We'll go Moreno and Belotti up front now, and we'll see how that goes. Pereira coming off, and we'll keep Gundogan and Belotti on. Chance. Oh, it's 4-2. Stevenage have got another one back 10 or 15 minutes later. And tell you what, they've started much better in the second half. I say started, they played much better in the second half, passed the ball around a lot better, kept possession, and we've not managed to win it back off them. And they've certainly changed the formation, I think. We have kept ours at a 3 at the back, which we're going to continue to do, despite obviously clearly not working, but I don't really think there's too much point changing. 4-2 in this game. They've certainly made a decent game of it, to be honest, in the second half. They've really fought for it, and you can really tell they've probably gone to 3 or 4 up front by the looks of it. Gundogan looking to deliver into the middle. Mangala's in there, can't quite connect with it with the head. Can he go with the shots? Oh, just wide. Unlucky for Mangala. Kone, go on. Oh, Jesus. The shot only just got towards goal there. It was well wide, but we've won the game 4-2 into the next round, beating Stevenage there. Of course, no goals in the second half for us, but certainly a really good first half was enough to get us through into the next round. So yeah, we obviously couldn't play how we wanted to in the second half. That's understandable. It was clear, like I said before, Stevenage changed things around in the second half, 3 more players forward. They had to 4-0 down, and it did work for them. It did pretty well, to be fair to them, but it was enough to see us through into the next round. So happy with that. Happy with the team that we played as well. Some good performances in there, actually, so really impressed and certainly helpful in picking my next team. Player suspended, though, after that game. Vincent Kompany, he has accumulated 2 yellow cards, and yeah, he will miss the next game. I assume that's the next game in the Cup, I presume, anyway. So it's a bit of a disappointment. He might not have necessarily played anyway, to be honest, but we'll wait and see anyway. In fact, it's not the next Cup game, it's just the next match. He can't play for Sunderland, but he wasn't going to anyway. Okay, so on to the next game against Sunderland. This might well be the final game of today's episode. We'll wait and see. It depends how transfer deadline day gets on. This is the side that I'm going to go with. Back to the usual formation, of course. Edison starts in goal. Carl Walker, Stones, Ferreira, and Rose in defence. Ferreira coming in, of course, because Kompany can't play. Tars and Silva coming for injury. And then in front of that, we've got Saul, and we've also got Kevin De Bruyne. We've got Sterling, Silva, and Neymar as well. And then Gabriel starting up front. So that's the team I've gone with. On the bench, slightly different in a couple of positions there. A guy called Nere, who we loaned last episode, I think it was, from Dortmund for a year. We're going to give him a go on the bench. Potentially could come on. He was obviously on the bench for the last game as well, but didn't come on in the end. Very strong bench, of course, many different options. Let's see how we get on. This is the final game as well before the international break, so there'll be a little bit of time for those guys to rest, or for those guys that aren't going on international duty anyway. We're currently 5th in the league on 4 points from the first 2 games, after that win, obviously, from the first game that we sinned in today's episode. Let's see how we get on against Sunderland. Hopefully get ourselves a good win. Ideally, want to play some good football like in that first half of the Stevenage game. We'll wait and see how Sunderland line up. If it is that they've gone with 1 striker, we might actually change to a 3 at the back pretty early on. Okay, so let's go on to this game at the Stadium of Light. Let's see how we get on in this match. Got to try and get ourselves 3 points. Want to try and climb the leaderboard if we can. So yeah, need to get ourselves a good victory here against Sunderland. Hopefully going to put on a good performance as well. Wow. What a ball in here. Strikes got a chance. Edison came out. Oh, luckily he's put it wide. But is that going to be a foul and a red card? And we don't have a keeper on the bench. Okay. This is not good. This is really not good. Edison's being sent off. Didn't actually think the challenge was that bad, to be honest. Okay, your goalkeeper's being sent off. Swap the keeper for an outfield player. One of our outfield players will have to go in goal. Well, this was unexpected inside the first 10 minutes, was it? Who's our best keeper? That's an outfield player. This is unbelievable. Never thought I'd be actually checking this. Jesus. Okay, so we have to make a change. Silva's going to come off, sadly, and it'll bring on Cancelo there to play at right back. Kyle Walker's going to go in goal for the rest of this game. You heard that correctly. He seems like our best option from what I can see. Not been through all the different players, obviously, but he does seem like one of our better options. So, yeah, we're going to go with that. He's also 6 foot as well, so it makes sense. Cancelo gone at right back. This is obviously not an ideal situation to be in. Silva is going to come off 7 minutes in. Didn't want to have to do that, but down to 10 men. And they've got themselves a free kick. So, Kasri here, usually pretty good from this sort of range. How is he going to get on? Please don't be a goal as well. Oh, well saved, Kyle Walker. This game's just turned from one of those sort of fixtures where it's supposed to be a pretty comfortable victory to a very interesting match here. Kyle Walker in goal making his first save. 8 minutes in. Make sure they don't have any more shots on target. Clear it. Oh, God, I thought Kyle Walker was going to go for that as well. Stay in your goal, Kyle Walker. Just stay in your goal. Don't... Oh, my days. Clear it. Get it out. Well, this game has just been turned on its head 7 minutes into the match. We've got to deal with it now. And we've also got to deal with Kyle Walker in goal. So, yeah, should be interesting. Playing out from the back is probably the best route. Playing with 10 men for not far off 90 minutes. 85-ish minutes. Gabriel Jesus there into Raheem Sterling. Great run. Raheem Sterling looking for a cutback into Gabriel Jesus. Oh, good block there by the Sunderland defender. Still looking a bit of a threat on the attack. That's our first attack since the change has been made. And we have managed to put a bit of a press on them here as well. So a good response from the red card. Why is he shooting from there? I know we've got Kyle Walker in goal, but Jesus. Cancelo waiting for Neymar to make the right run. Great run from Neymar. He shoots off the post and in. It's 1-0. We've scored despite being down to 10 men. We've looked the better team since then as well. 25 minutes into this game. And we put ourselves just about in front there. Great bit of play. Just side to side for a little bit, then we're going to wait for the right run here. The right back playing really high up, no idea why, but it's a fantastic finish on his left foot. It's 1-0. Half time, winning the game 1-0 despite being down to 10 men, so we're doing pretty well at the moment. Happy with Kyle Walker's performance in goal. Obviously wasn't expecting him to be there as we walked out the tunnel to play this game, but I'm very happy with how we're getting on. Neymar's got an injury, again, wasn't aware of that. I think that's 2 episodes in a row where that's happened now, and we might have to take him off at half-time. Want to make sure that he's okay. We'll bring on Leroy Sané as a precaution. Not ideal having to make 2 changes 45 minutes in. Sterling, getting on to the end of this one, into Gabriel Jesus, maybe even so. Oh, no, Sterling to finish it off, maybe gets blocked. We've scored, it's 2-0. So lucky that I still have my hand on the controller, because for a second it was off. And we've managed to just about finish the game off here at 2-0. I say finish the game off because there's plenty of time left, but the second goal is so important for us. And Raheem Sterling eventually scores and gets the chip in there. Saul with the header off the bar. Sterling with the second attempt scores into an empty goal. Wow, winning the game 2-0. What an exciting game this has been. This was supposed to be one of those sort of fairly mundane sort of games that you play against a team like Sunderland. It's sort of a pretty meh sort of game, but this has been a very exciting match. Plenty of action, and got ourselves 2-0 up as well. Oh, good save, Kyle Walker. Whew. Oh, what a save, Kyle Walker. What a shot as well. Manages to save it, and it gets cleared yet again. He's been pretty good, Kyle Walker. It's not that many difficult shots to save, but main thing is he's saved them and he's not a keeper. Obviously, sometimes you would expect the keeper to probably fumble some of these, but he has done pretty well since going in. So keep hold of it into Raheem Sterling. Kevin De Bruyne going to shoot from range over the bar. Let's make the final change. Final change, Gabriel Jesus coming off. Asensio will come on, play on the left-hand side. We'll stick up front Leroy Sané and we'll see how that goes. I think this works really well, the change that we made. Take off the centre attacking mid. Because the centre attacking mid is a nice position and a nice play to have there, but it's sort of a position that when defending they don't really do anything, it's quite ineffectual, they don't really affect the defence at all. So that means when we've taken out the centre attacking mid, it hasn't really harmed us defensively, and it has worked pretty perfectly from there, to be honest. Obviously every team naturally attacks, or I think they do anyway, so we haven't had an issue attacking either. We've got still 3 attackers going forward, so it's worked pretty well since those changes in the red card. Kyle Walker. Looking like a Claudio Bravo play out from the back here. So good on the ball, of course. And he's looked really in control every time he's received the ball. Asensio. Oh, into Leroy Sané. Can he get himself a goal? Oh, he's right foot. It's 3-0. How have we won this game 3-0? Again, with 10 men against Sunderland. 10 minutes left of this game. Sané finishes this game off well and truly. A fantastic strike. Great play as well, by the way. Asensio there with a 1-2 with Leroy Sané. And a good finish on his right foot. 3-0. Deserved as well. I can't say it's not like we've been fluky or just taken the 3 chances we've had. We've fully deserved it. We've outplayed them and completely deserved the 3 points. Well played. Leroy Sané again weaving in and out. Still going. Sané! Oh, he's done it again. It's 4-0. Leroy Sané tearing apart another team. Gets himself the 4th goal. Few minutes left of this game. I tell you what, we have performed so good in this game. We've certainly got our style of play back. I was worried last episode because we didn't perform particularly well. 0-0 in the first league game of the season with 10 men. A 4-0 win against Sunderland. we've played really well. About time we started to get that play going a little bit better, like we saw obviously for the back end of last season. And Leroy Sané on his return has got 2 goals so far in the league, and he's doing really, really well. 4-0. Sunderland starting to send a few more players forward. Kyle Walker catches brilliantly and will throw it out. Look at that for a throw to start an attack. That is it. It's a 4-0 victory. 3 points in the bag. What a result. What a performance, more importantly, with 10 men and Kyle Walker in goal. We protected Kyle Walker pretty well. Didn't have too many shots to save, really. The ones that he had to, he did. And we have performed fantastically there. Really, really happy with that result. Fantastic to see. Of course, the sending off to Ederson isn't what we wanted to see, isn't great. But we have Carter. Carter's obviously the guy that we're going to play now in the next couple of games, in the next episode. But yeah, really happy with that. 7 minutes in to go down to 10 men and then to perform so incredibly well. Really, really impressed. Fantastic from the team in general. Good bit of possession, good bit of play, and yeah, I can't really compliment them enough. Player injured also, Neymar out for 3 weeks with a sprained ankle, and considering he came off at half-time, we actually looked probably a better team when he came off at half-time, which was strange. I know he scored the opening goal, but we certainly stepped things up in that second half, really, with the changes that we made. So really happy with the performance in general. Obviously out for 3 weeks isn't great, but he will just basically miss most of the international break, in fact all of it, and then maybe the first game when we come back from that. And of course, Ederson picks up a 1-match ban. He misses the next game. Suspension over for Vincent Kompany. A few suspensions currently for us that we've had over the last few games, but that is just exactly the same with Manchester City in real life. So what we're going to do is we'll get through the transfer deadline day and then we'll end today's episode after that. So we'll see whether we get any more bids in. We've still got a few more players transfer listed, and so I am expecting bids in, but of course it doesn't always happen like that. I'm not intending to bring anybody else in. We've got a big squad. Don't think we need to, and if we do need to at any point during the season, and of course we have January, we've also got £80 million to spend as well if we want to. 7 hours left of the transfer window. Luis Martinez, £1.4 million. Is he a player that we've transfer listed? Probably, since we've received a bid. Let's take a look. He is, yeah. So he's probably going to leave for £1.4 million. We'll accept that. Charlton can have him, and we can let him leave and hopefully, get a bit more game time than what he got with us. Quickly wanted to check out one of the Sunderland players. This guy called Suarez. I said whether it was Luis Suarez or not, because it said El Suarez, but he obviously plays the central attacking mid, and he looked pretty good during that game. I was very impressed with him. So we're going to scout him. Obviously, no intention of signing him or anything with 7 hours left, but just curious to scout him, see what he's like. If he's not good overall, then of course we won't, but he certainly looks quite good against us. Transfer offer in here for Ribeiro, our right winger. £14.5 million, no intention of getting rid of him at all, reject all offers. He's a player that I expect to be very important for us towards the back end of this season, maybe next season once we've tried to train up a bit more. He's obviously still 17 years old, still very young. Luis Martinez there going to Charlton, £1.1 million added onto our transfer budget. 6 hours left. Can we shift any other players out the door? Still a few more listed. I think there's maybe 4 or 5 listed still. 5 hours left. It doesn't seem particularly likely, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. By the way, De La Feu has moved to Real Madrid for £56.5 million. What is going on? He can't be that good, surely. And that'll be all the transfers for this transfer window. Barcelona have also just signed Icardi to top the top deals with £70.5 million there. He's moving to Barcelona. And we have concluded all our business. The transfer window is finished now as well. Happy with what we did. Brought in obviously Leroy Sané amongst a couple of other players as well. But didn't really feel like we had to bring in that many players. It just needed 1 or 2 better players and sort of different types of players, I think, as well as the most important thing. With Belotti signing 89 overall now as well. He's gone up again, as has Cancelo. So really good growth. Also the loan players got up. Asensio's gone up as well in overall. So yeah, fantastic for us in this episode. Really happy with how things are going. Cancelo actually now higher overall than Kyle Walker. An interesting thing to think about going into next episode for team selection. That is everything for today's episode though. Thank you all so much for watching. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed today's episode. I've certainly enjoyed recording it. It's been a fantastic episode for us. Scoring 8 goals, I believe, across those 2 games that we played. Incredible stuff. Hopefully that can continue into next episode. Thank you all so much for watching. If we could try and hit 100 likes, I'd really appreciate it. Also, if you're new to the channel, maybe you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead, hit that subscribe as well down below, and that'd be absolutely fantastic. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at GamefaceHD and on Instagram at GamefaceHD as well to stay up to date and see behind the scenes of when I record these videos, that sort of thing. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.